A chance to move on to the championship game in the Atlantic 10. Who will it be? 3 seconds left. Goes up, sweeps. It's tipped. It's good! It's good!
What a game!
Number 1 is gone down. The Dayton Flyers will advance to the Atlantic 10 championship game. With a huge two-handed jam by Jennings. Oh, man. And VCU, the defending champs, will head back to the A-10 championship. It'll be the powder blue against the whites of VCU.
From Pittsburgh, CBS Sports presents the Atlantic 10 Championship. Today, it's the 4-seed Dayton Flyers and the 2-seed VCU Rams. The winner gets an automatic berth in the NCAA Tournament. And welcome to Championship Sunday on CBS. Kevin Harlan, Robbie Hummel will check in with A.J. Ross in just a second. Well, we've seen so many automatic berths come and go, but boy, that number today dwindles even more.
And Kevin, year in and year out, the Atlantic 10 is one of the great non-Power 5 conferences across all of college basketball. Great coaches, great players. It's just a great product on the floor. But there's big bracket news in this one. St. Louis firmly in. As of today, VCU in 11 seed by CBS bracketology. If Dayton's able to win this game, the A-10 could very well be a 3-bid lead.
Wouldn't that be amazing? And boy, did we have fireworks yesterday in the semifinals with Dayton knocking off the number 1 seed Billiken.
It's one of the great endings you'll see in college basketball this season. Jacob Connor, just a 31% three-point shooter, but 5 of his last 7 from 3. That may be the biggest shot of his career. The A-10 Player of the Year, Robbie Avila, right back at you. And then Amel Latong, what a play. The presence of mind to tip this back up. Dayton gets the win and the opportunity to play in the NCAA tournament if they could do it today.
Well, that's going to be terrific. All right, let's talk about the game today. The Rams, the Flyers. What do you see right now?
Well, just 2 of the hottest teams in not just this league, but in all of college basketball. Dayton has won 8 of 9. Their only loss coming to this VCU team. And the Rams, look at the job that they have done. 15 of their last 16. They've only lost once since January 14th.
And that takes us to Fast Analysis. It's all presented by AT&T.
Well, Jordan Durkak, known for getting to the rim and known for getting to the free throw line, but it was all about his perimeter jump shot yesterday. A season high, 4 triples knocked down, a season high 28 points. We'll see if he can stay hot. We know he's going to look to try to get to the painted area. This VCU offense delivered a knockout blow early against St. Joe's yesterday in the semis. They had a 23-3 run that pushed this thing out. This Rams offense dynamic with their guards, explosive, but also capable of shooting it from 3.
It's a championship Sunday across college basketball. The winners advance. Selection Sunday hours away on the road to the Final Four. CBS Sports coverage of the Atlantic 10 Championship from Pittsburgh is sponsored by State Farm. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. AT&T. Connecting changes everything. And by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
AT&T's been carrying America's calls since the 1800s.
Championship weekend presented by Allstate. Terrific crowd for the A-10, which began as the Eastern 8, the 50th year of this wonderful conference. And to set our stage, let's welcome in the 3rd member of our crew. Hi, A.J. Ross.
Hi, Kevin. 23 years before a lot of these players were even born. That's the last time the Dayton Flyers won the A-10 Tournament Championship. It's a little bit of a deja vu for Anthony Grant facing off against VCU, the same team his Flyers lost to in his tournament championship in 2015 and 2023. But Grant told us this morning, this Dayton team this year, they are resilient. They've shown it over and over again this season, and he expects them to show it again today, guys.
There's a look, AJ, and thank you for that with Anthony Grant, who takes his team in. A lot of good players on both ends. What's a matchup really you're going to watch?
Well, I am looking at the point guard play. Javon Bennett has been absolutely fabulous in this one. 2 games at the A-10, 22 a game.
One of the rising coaches in the college game in his first year with the Rams, Phil Martelli Jr. Yep, that's the name, and his dad has set the stage for his son. Terrific officiating crew Our Lee Castle is here, 27th season. Clarence Armstrong in his 20th. And Tim Clockerty, who has had 3 Sweet 16s, 20 NCAA tournaments. They are officiating today, and away we go in Pittsburgh with a move here by Lewis and a long shot, which hits nothing but net.
Well, Nick Lewis, that's the A-10 Rookie of the Year right there. A big-time recruit, was committed to Xavier, ends up with the Sean Miller departure at VCU. What a season he's had, and what a start for this Rams offense.
So the team in red, Dayton, the number 4 seed, 12-6 in the Atlantic 10. On top here is Bennett. And he can shimmy to find an open shot, but the rebound is hauled down by Evans.
Wait, how about the contest, though? Brandon Jennings was off Bennett, but he got into his vision there. Really good defense by the Rams to start this one out.
Djokovic has it on top. They'll position him low, and here come the Rams, 15-3 in the regular season. A floater on the fly, and it will go. Nice shot, Jennings.
I thought it could have been a foul there on Simon for being too physical with the screen, but if you're going to beat VCU, you've got to contain the dribble. That's going to be something, it's a theme all afternoon long.
Montgomery. And they go inside looking for Simon. Ball deflected. Brandon Jennings the other way. One of the great defensive players in this conference. He'll get the feed right here. And go down low and look for Djokovic. Out of bounds. And a turnover.
This definitely could have been called a foul here. Simon just kind of chucking him. You get the extension with the arms, but Dayton's going to also have to handle a lot of pick and roll here. Has to be good in their communication. They've got to be locked in. If you're switching, if you're playing drop, whatever it is, it's got to be talked out.
So the Flyers beat SLU by 1 in the semifinals. They beat St. Bonaventure Friday in the quarters by 5. And here they are in the championship game. Working in Simon, back outside. It is a 3. And it's off there by Latong and picked up by the Rams and in the hands of Lewis. He's a freshman and a good one, as you mentioned before. One of the best players coming out of Washington, D.C. Jennings setting up. Evans, 3. Red for lunging rebound by Keontae Jones. He'll come the other way.
Something else to keep an eye on, Kevin. Both coaches talked about just how important it would be to keep these respective offenses in the half court. So far, no transition opportunities. Both defenses have been able to play at the pace they want.
That's a 3, launched right there by Montgomery. It's picked up on the rebound, Jones. Latong. That's a triple. He's coming off. A game yesterday of 7 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, and a couple blocks against the Billiken.
Kevin, the 13 prior to that St. Louis game, he'd been shooting at a 41% clip from 3. He can play you inside and out.
Djokovic has it. And a cross-court pass with a 3 launched and nailed right there by Jadrian Tracy. He is a senior from Fort Myers, Florida.
That's the scary thing about VCU. They can really drive the ball, but it's 36% from 3 surrounding the perimeter. Jadrian Tracy had a big day shooting it yesterday. That continues on here to start.
Team in red, Dayton, finished 4th in regular season play. They go inside. Latong trying to grab it. Picked up Jones. Back outside Montgomery. And they'll take it down with a big-time run right there by Simon. And Simon drew the foul as he was trying to pierce inside. Survivor 50 is the biggest Survivor season yet. And this week, the Castaways get a surprise visit from country superstar Zach Brown. Light your torch. CBS Wednesday and streaming on Paramount Plus. At the line, Jayon Simon, and Djokovic picked up the foul.
He looked like a running back taking that ball right down the middle. Take a charge on that at your own peril. But Simon has been so productive as he's moved into the starting lineup. And some of that is more opportunity. His minutes obviously up, but 12 games as a starter, averaging over 7 points a game, 5 rebounds, 51 from the field, 50 from 3. He's a low-volume three-point shooter, but he has been efficient from there, and he's a guy that can really do some damage inside.
Simon at the stripe. He's made 21 consecutive free throws.
And the free throw line looms large in this one, Kevin. But both these teams elite, not just in this league, but nationally at getting to the foul line.
With a move down low, they try to penetrate, and some defense there for Dayton with the steal and the drive the other way. The Cat, who was big yesterday, and he was driving, and he was knocked off his horse. That's a foul. It's called on the Rams. It'll go on Djokovic for the second time.
Well, no surprise that Durkak subs in and immediately draws a foul. Physicality, the name of the game here. He is going to embrace that. He'll grind you out if you're guarding him. And Djokovic, his second. That's a first-team all-A10 player. That's a big development right there just 4 minutes in.
And he's terrific not only down low, but he's a terrific free-throw shooter as he's constantly at the line with his size. So here come the Flyers. And a move right here by Bennett. A lot of size. He gets it to go. Rebound collected by Barry Evans. It's Bell in the game for the first time. Long shot. Hill will miss it from outside. Terrence Hill with that three, and he's a 36% three-point shooter. But he took that one for Aliquippa. That was a long way away.
And as soon as he crosses half court, he is in range. What a year he's had.
Latong tries to work his way in. Here comes the lead. Bell ahead. They go inside with all the congestion knocked away. Hill's shot to the side. Bell will get it back. And Hill again will try to penetrate. Then they go Evans. And outside they go with plenty of time on the shot clock. Working their way. Hill takes it. Puts it in. It's a two. A first-team All-Atlantic 10 player.
And the sixth man of the year has scored more than just about anybody off the bench in college basketball. He can be electric at the rim. He shoots it from three. But he's great in the mid-range as well. Just a bucket getter for VCU.
Here's Bennett. Got the screen and will size it up. And Bell's in front of him defensively. 5 minutes gone here in the first half. Latong outside. Jones missed it all. Whistles out of bounds. It will go back to the Rams. This is Conference Championship Weekend presented by Allstate. Everything on the line, the winner to the tournament.
Okay, your home, auto, and business vehicle are all protected with Progressive.
Nice. It gets a bit overwhelming running a business and a family.
Ooh, sounds like someone could use a vacation.
A what?
A vacation. Like taking a break from the stresses of life and work.
Oh, like when I'm logging everyone's hours so I get to sit for a while.
No.
Oh, like when I'm making a delivery in my van and a song comes on that I like.
No.
So like when I take my work van to the car wash and it's all quiet in that tunnel for like 5 minutes?
No, it's like when you go away and you take pictures and, I don't know, I've never been on one either.
Hannah, thanks for joining me for this Pick 6 for 1999.
Is this a podcast?
Absolutely it is. Now let's get vulnerable.
I don't know if my parents will.
Oh, no, not about you. About Pick 6 meal for two.
Oh.
Pick 6 meal for two for 1999.
CBS Sports Network. VCU by 5 here early on. There's a look at Atlantic 10 Commissioner Bernadette McGlade. She's retiring at the end of the academic year. So this is her final time presiding over the A10 men's basketball tournament. She has spanned several decades in the game, played basketball at North Carolina for 4 years, all-time leader in rebounding, average a 10 a game. Her number 14 jersey hanging in the rafters. Head coach at Georgia Tech for 7 years. And she's been the A10 commissioner since 2008, serving on both the men's and the women's selection committee. She is a beloved figure. She's put her fingerprints not only on this conference, not only on women's sports, but all of college basketball. And we thank her for her incredible, distinguished career. Here we go. We're just underway in Pittsburgh, and a drive by Bell across the lane, and picked up now by Jennings, who tries to carve for two. And it is picked up on the play. Bryce Hurd is off the bench and in the game, flying the other way. Bennett. Bell's on the wing. Malcolm Thomas has come in. And with the ball, Keontae Jones. That's a senior from Orlando with the ball. Shot clock at 7. Bennett will fire and get it to go.
You can't go under on Javon Bennett. The way he shoots the basketball, the confidence that he's playing with. Now 9 of his last 17 from 3. That's no one on the scouting report. If he's coming off that ball screen, you are not going underneath. You're chasing him over the top.
Rams and White beat St. Joe's yesterday in the semifinals by 13 points. Bell tried to blast. Ball knocked away. Turnover on the play.
You just have to follow him over the top here. It's late shot clock situation. It is one of their big guys, though, in Michael Bell. And when you get bigs on the perimeter, sometimes it's a little bit difficult for those guys. But you're not going under on him. He's just playing too well. He's too big a part of what Dayton wants to do.
There's a look at Bennett. First team conference, as Robbie said, 2-year starter for Anthony Grant. Anthony Grant, the coach of the Flyers of Dayton, is in his 9th season. He was a former VCU coach back in the day. Had one of the great upsets in the history of the tournament when they beat Duke with Maynard's shot on the fly in Buffalo.
What a moment that was.
Yes, it was.
Anthony Grant's been doing this a long time. Played at Dayton, coached at VCU, coached at Bama, assisted for Billy Donovan. Yep. Just a really incredible career.
That's a shot in the 2 by Hurd. It's a 2 for the sophomore from Chicago.
That's kind of an offensive bonus there. Bryce Hurd over the last 5 games, only averaging 2 a game. He comes off that. That was a pull-up with some confidence there.
It's Bell on top, got the screen. And approaching 7 minutes gone in this championship, way outside free. Good! Hill puts it down. My goodness, he knows no range.
Well, and you're not running away from him. That's another miscommunication there in the ball screen. You leave him from anywhere. He made one from the logo in the 0 right there yesterday. You're right. He's got the range. He's got the confidence. He's one of those dudes, Kevin, that is just dripping with scoring swagger.
I love that. He was a terrific high school player out of Portland, Oregon. In addition to being the basketball player of the state in Oregon, there is a 3, no good by Bennett. It's picked up inside. Tyrell Ward, and now back to Evans, who meets the defense of Hurd, and back on top to Hill. They go into Bell. He's double, but fires anyway. The tip-in try won't go, and the first try by Ward. They'll scramble. It's out of bounds, and VCU's ball.
Well, the breakdowns for Dayton here, you're going to watch with Hill. You have got to talk this out. There has to be communication. Now, Malcolm Thomas didn't play yesterday. It ends up being a slip out. So if there's no screen, then there's no switch. But you run away from the guy that has just absolutely destroyed defenses here in Pittsburgh.
But when you're playing defense, I guess that distance he's away and where he decides to fire is always surprising.
Yeah, but you got to, that's KYP. Know your personnel. And with him, there should be no surprise.
It's Evans will take it in. And now Bell will try to find his way, knifing to the rack. It's picked up inside by Simon. And here come the Flyers. 20 wins for a 7th time, 5 in a row under Coach Anthony Grant. They drive, they fire, they can't get it to go. On the shot by Montgomery. And Evans the other way, the quick release. He'll swagger his way into the paint and try to get his miss. Bell got it. Ward. And they get it off to Evans, and they reset the offense.
Dayton is going to have to rebound. VCU, those athletes from the wing, they are cracking down every time.
Evans rattles one in.
The depth of VCU, when you watch them, it just jumps off the page. The bench scoring some of the best in the country. They just bring body after body. They come at you in waves, and they got a lot of capable guys, Kevin, that can beat you on any given night.
Durkak, who had that 28 points in 27 minutes yesterday, has it right here. Chiseling, bumping, feeding, up, and down it goes with the hit by Simon.
I love the patience of Durkak right there. He's just waiting on that double team, and VCU eventually brings it. Nobody home on the weak side. Jordan Durkak did the scoring yesterday. He's setting the table here today.
Evans trying to push inside, couldn't get it, and Bennett comes up with it. Oh, he'll fly, he'll rock it, he'll score!
he can put on the afterburners there. And VCU a couple breakdowns. Last time down it's in the post. This time that pistol action. There is nobody home on the dribble drive.
The Rams got past St. Joe's by 13. Then in the quarters on Friday by 5, they beat Duquesne. They go to Ward, out of bounds. It's off the Flyers. And it will be the Rams ball when we come back.
No surprise early. Javon Bennett, he's made a three. He's been at the rim. This dude's gotten buckets all season long. What an answer here by Dayton.
After Marshalls on CBS. And moments ago, our A.J. Ross tracked down the terrific young head coach of the Rams, Phil Martelli Jr.
Coach Djokovic with 2 early fouls. You know Dayton wants to push it to the rim and draw fouls. How do you message to your team playing aggressive but playing smart?
Yeah, I mean, he picked up the one one here. I mean, the one inside, you know, he should have gone vertical. The one out here, he shouldn't have picked up. I mean, we're playing to the rim, and they got no fouls either. So, you know, we got to keep being aggressive, be who we are.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
So he takes the place of Ryan Odom, who was terrific last season for VCU. He's now at UVA. He's at the University of Virginia. They couldn't have gotten a better guy to put in here with a great history of basketball in his family than Phil Jr.
Well, and honestly, Kevin, no surprise. VCU hires good coaches every time.
Yep.
they have a track record of doing
amazing.
that. But it's been awesome to watch just how quickly Phil Martelli Jr. has been able to get this group to gel. They run offense and are unselfish like they've played together for a long time.
How about that shot by Tyrell Ward? My goodness, hit the deck, made it go, nothing but net, 5-point Ram lead.
It's another example of the depth. On any given night, it can be somebody different for the Rams. They have so many weapons.
Simon was trying to swerve. He was pickpocketed by Jennings, and here he comes. The sophomore from Richmond. Inside the collision, and the deuce. Ward got it to go.
Jennings always so active, a member of that A-10 defensive team. But then the secondary play, what a sequence for Tyrell Ward.
Latong was trying to get it out of bounds with the ball. It'll be the Flyers. Let's take now a look at the All-State season recap and talk about Dayton and how their season has kind of gone up and down a little bit.
Well, dealt with an injury to Latong, and that certainly set them back a little bit, and just quite frankly had a week and a half or 2 weeks where they didn't play well, but they've weathered that storm, and the fact that they've won 8 of 9, the only loss coming to this VCU team, Anthony Grant has done a great job of steadying the ship. That's going to be a foul.
Boy, Latong needs some tongs to pick him up, the sophomore from France. It's like a football hit right there.
This is like the old school. This is the 2000s of chucking the cutters here.
That kid took it. Here's the player of the week in late February for the Flyers. And he really finished the season strong at that position. He's 7'1". He's a young kid, but boy, he really got momentum as the season was closing.
But it's just his skill set, you know. He can play inside, he can play in the roll, he can pick and pop, and he has a good enough handle to get to the rim and handle in 5 out. Are they taking a look at this, maybe?
Watch one more time.
Yeah,
they are going to look at it. Yep, they sure are.
Is under further review.
It looked like a check in a Penguins game that they play. The NHL Penguins play in this building, and that's
Zdeno Chara would be so proud of what that just was. He would say that's a good play.
Review, the common foul stands.
And I think that is the right call.
And a quick
foul.
call.
Yeah. I love the pace too that the officials got to that.
Rob, you've been through this day, Selection Sunday, a couple hours away.
Yeah.
What's it like to sit and wait about where you're going to go, who you're going to play, and when you're going to play?
You know, and it depends. I was in the Big Ten, so we were the last game leading in, and when you get to play in that, luckily our team won the game, so you then get to kind of be on TV, and it's just such an awesome experience. But there's just the nerves, and you want to fast forward to it, but you want to take it in as well.
So they get the automatic bid if Dayton wins. If they don't, well, it's going to be interesting. The Rams look like they're going to be in. St. Louis, the #1 seed's probably in. Here's a shot by Durkak, and it's out of bounds, and it will be the Flyers' ball. This Jordan Durkak with the 28 points off the bench in 27 minutes yesterday. 12 of 15 from the line. Then he had 15 in the quarterfinals. So he has come on and really fired away.
Well, and he's done what he's done all season from the free throw line here. He's taken 27 foul shots in 2 games. But the fact that he made all those threes, St. Louis was daring him. Kevin, they weren't even guarding him out there, and he made him pay for that. See if they can maybe get Shane Montgomery going. Had a big first half, struggled in the second, didn't play a lot, and had a tough start to this one. He's a third-team All-League player. Let's see if he can get this thing going on offense.
It's a Montgomery 3.
Right on cue. Love when that happens. But Keontae Jones makes that play. Touch the lane, make the play for somebody else, and Montgomery knocks it down top of the key.
That's a Bell 3. He'll answer at the other end. The veteran from London, England.
He is a tough cover. He'll wheel and deal. He's got a good handle at 6'8", but he shot a great percentage. Low volume on the year, but he's shooting 50% from 3.
Here's Bennett. He's got the ball. He's only 5'10". Now Jones thrashing his way into the paint. Shot clock at 7. They got to make a decision. Twirling move outside Jones. Bell will gobble up the rebound for the Rams. They tied, the Rams did, with St. Louis. Here's a long 3. Rattling out this VCU team in white, tied for first in the regular season with the Billikens at 15-3. Having a little trouble right there. This Ram defense is always
Brandon Jennings has been everywhere. His activity level with his hands.
Durkek right there, good position too.
But he just did his work early. Had the switch, started pushing Terrence Hill right up that lane. The delivery though from Letang, that's not an easy pass.
Bell 3, no. With the leaping rebound by Montgomery, and he'll race the other way. Durkek, who played at Rutgers last year, so this is his first season in this program. Driving like a bullet inside. Bennett couldn't scoop it home, and the congestion and foul underneath. 5-point VCU lead.
Boy, no surprise. 2 of the flagship programs of the Atlantic 10 doing battle, going back and forth. Got the 3 for VCU. Durkak doing what he does, getting inside and going to work.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check who was behind me at the game. Dude, she just pointed at me. That's crazy. Checking Allstate first was the right move. I love you!
I love you!
Not checking who was sitting behind me was humbling.
That's their mom. That's Mrs. Betts.
Yeah, check Allstate first. You could save hundreds. Go Bruins. Go Bruins.
Take me to the river. Drop me in the water.
With the all-new Jeep Cherokee Hybrid's 500-plus miles on a single tank, 30% more cargo space, and legendary 4x4 capability, you have everything you need to get to the river safely.
Lost moments ago.
Coach Montgomery with the 3 at the top of the key. Durkak down low. What have you liked about your ball distribution and your pace to start this one?
Well, it's back and forth. Obviously, it's 12 minutes into the game. We got to do a better job guarding the three-point line. They're hurting us from the three-point line with their guards, but overall, we just got to get ball moving and stay with it.
Thanks, Coach. Good luck.
So VCU, and I mentioned those 6 threes from 6 different guys, and the bench has been pretty impressive for the Rams. 13-4 so far.
That's been all season right there, Kevin. But it just shows how difficult VCU is to contain because they have guards that can get to the rim and be dynamic, but they surround those guys with shot makers on the perimeter. And it's shown through early on. I like the response, though, from Dayton. Emotional win yesterday, a tough start to this game. They've played their way into it. Honestly, both coaches have to be happy that their defenses have kept these respective offenses out of transition.
Keontae Jones gets it off to Bennett. And a full shot clock with which to work here in terms of setting up this offense. And here we go with Jones. Letang. Durkak will make a move. Evans will be on him. They switch. He'll swirl. He'll look. He'll lean. He'll fire. No.
Good job by VCU at just staying in there. Durkak is going to pivot and wheel and deal and look for an angle. He is so good at drawing fouls in there.
Nick Lewis gets it off to Evans, back to Lewis, and Bobby told you he was the Rookie of the Year in the conference. Bell thought 3, and probably should have fired. He had some room. It's Hill. It's for 2.
Anytime he can get to the mid-range, it is a good option for this VCU offense. Terrence Hill has been terrific in this tournament.
He's got 7 points. Yesterday against St. Joe's, he had 18, and against Duquesne in the quarters, he had 20. It's a turnover. Evans, Bell, hold on. Here he goes, floating in.
Nobody stopped the ball. Durkak is playing for that pass, and VCU known for the offense this year, but defense is in this program's DNA. They are turning you over. First off, it's Terrence Hill, one of the great scorers in college basketball, right there off the bench. He's getting it done. And this VCU offense all of a sudden off and running.
This is Drake May. This is Drake Maybe. Drake May sweats in the gym, but not over his investments, because he uses Betterment to automatically diversify and rebalance his portfolio. Drake Maybe sweats too, because he went all in on Snoozle Coin. Drake May even uses Betterment to optimize his after-tax returns, so he can optimize his nautical folk art. Drake maybe doesn't optimize, well, anything. No. Focusing on your life more than your money. That's the Betterment effect.
Back in Pittsburgh, terrific matchup, Rams and Flyers. All-State, you're in good hands. And these teams are in good hands with their coaches, but they have nice extensions for each coach with guys on the floor. You've talked about him, Hill on one side, Bennett on the other, relying on these point guards to maneuver.
There are great point guards in both these programs. And this VCU defense, it's talked a lot about their offensive production on the season, but the defense can get it done. And, you know, for Dayton, if they want to win this game, it'll be interesting to see if they can turn VCU over, because they've done that at a high clip all year. They forced 19 turnovers against St. Louis, but so far VCU taking care of it. Dayton, not so much.
And a foul for the first time on the Flyers. It goes on Latong. And you see the defense and where it's been and how they kind of, you know, a lot of times you're bringing new guys, and they brought in a bunch of new players to this program. The Rams did, and to get everybody on the same page, especially defensively, is a chore.
And give the guys that have returned a lot of credit. Brandon Jennings, Terrence Hill, you know, those guys, Michael Bell, that they've done a great job of getting everybody on the same page.
Oh, look at the dive inside by Hill. Lost, and it's picked up. Galloping Montgomery. Cross court, no, picked off, and a nice knock away, deflected. Evans reaching in, the senior from Baltimore, knocking it away. Brackett sees in his ear. Play against friends and family and enter to win a trip to the 2027 Final Four. Get the CBS Sports app and be a part of March Madness today. We'll get our assignments, all these 8 crews of CBS and Turner, to bring you the NCAA Tournament. And speaking of Dayton, that's where the first 4 will be in a couple of days. Connor is in for the first time. Jacob Connor. They go inside, knocked away. Nice defense by Tracy. And they'll put it down. And Simon's got 6 and 2 in a row and a shove.
Well, he had just buried his defender right down there. Really good job of bringing the physicality on the post up, and then that ball had touched the rim. Dayton's just got to do a better job of taking care of it. You know, they've been able to run their offense here. Good things have happened, but the turnovers, 5 of them here, have stacked up.
A team in a top 40 defensive team in college basketball, the Flyers. Here they go, the Rams. With 5 minutes to go in this A-10 championship, step back 3 Lewis. Another one from outside as he books it, and he's got 6.
Well, he's gotten back on track here at this tournament. Struggled the last 2 games of the regular season, but there's no doubting his talent. It's a top 60 recruit, and he's showing it here today.
Those turnovers and what they've done with them speaks a lot about what this game has seen so far in the first half. Lasering it inside. Simon. Oh, there's a lot of traffic and a whistle, and great defense by VCU.
Well, the late delivery allowed VCU to get back into play. 2 went to the perimeter. You've got the slip down low to Simon. Take a look how open he is. But because the pass is late, you've got Ward back into play, and you've got Hill flying in there.
Smothering. 10-point game. Rams will come the other way. They won the A-10 championship last season, and they won in 2023 as well. They come into today, the team in white, VCU, 5 consecutive wins. You mentioned this earlier. They won 15 of 16 games, and including in that stand, 10 in a row at one point. Lewis, he's off. Durkak with the rebound. It's Montgomery to Simon, and now off to Keontae Jones. Durkak's got it. High school in New Jersey. Shot clock at 7. There's this little shove there and a foul. It'll go on Jadrian Tracy, the senior, and he picks up his first. We're in the home of the Penguins. Mario Lemieux has certainly put his mark on that building and in this city. You're watching the A-10 on CBS.
Earn double miles on our game tickets with the Capital One Venture.
This is Freshpet. Here, there are no fillers, no spray-on flavors. There are no cut corners, no easy ways out. Just vet-developed recipes packed with fresh meat and healthy veggies. Because real, fresh, healthy food belongs in everybody's bowl. Freshpet. Healthy food, fresh from the fridge.
New CBS Wednesday.
I am someone who thrives under pressure.
I'm just hoping I get to the finish line, and I'm gonna cook my off. The #1 cooking competition show.
Each of you will have to create something beautiful out of scraps. Foods like onion skins, carrot peelings, and stale bread.
Take a deep breath.
The women crushed it. Are you guys ready to see the scores?
Yeah, bring it on.
America's Culinary Cup. New CBS Wednesday after Survivor and streaming on Paramount Plus.
It's the biggest lead of the afternoon for the VCU Rams of 10. Let's take a look at a fresh fun fact of the game presented by Freshpet. 50 years ago, they began this conference as the Eastern 8, and only 2 teams from then remain today, George Washington and Duquesne. They were the original 8 teams, the Eastern 8. You see West Virginia, Villanova, Rutgers, they hit Penn State. Look at that.
How refreshing that it was geographically sensical.
Love that. I missed that. So here we go the other way. A takeaway and a flush. Put down Tyrell Ward. Drove, man.
Turnovers absolutely killing Dayton. This one out of a timeout, Kevin. They can't get the ball in. The activity, Ward has been able to come in this game and really impact it. He gets the fingertip on it, he runs the floor, and VCU looks up and throws it down.
Nick Lewis just picked up a foul. Number 1 on him. Here come the Flyers. Last time they were in the NCAA Tournament just 2 years ago. They're familiar with it. They got a team that could do it, but a win today would solidify it. Latong. Bell defends.
I like the Dayton with their struggles offensively here. They don't mess around. It's high-low. They go right inside to Latong.
This Reyes, VCU's had the Conference Player of the Year. Last year, Matt Shulgin was the Conference Player of the Year.
Think of all the great players that have come through this program.
Oh, my goodness.
Great coaches, great players. A lot of wins have stacked up.
Bell, the bump and the twirl.
Bell is just a problem to deal with.
He's got 7.
That spin move, he's got a handle. He can cross you, put it between his legs. He is a dynamic player at 6'8".
He's got 7. He averages 7. Yesterday against St. Joe's, just 4 points, but he had 8 rebounds in that game, and his bench play has been huge. He's now seeing a lot of minutes in this championship game. And Hurd. And Bennett. Shot clock at 2. He'll try to bore his way for a shot. And can't get it to go. The slam didn't work. And Hill the other way. Oh, look at him swerve and take it. And outside, long shot. Ward, no. With a rebound collected by Durkak.
How good was that from Terrence Hill? I mean, that pressure, he got Ward a wide open shot.
Durkak, last year at Rutgers, knocked away inside, rejected by Ward, picked up by Bell, numbers, and outside they go. Long shot, Lewis. Another 3! Oh, he's a sharpshooter. 3 threes and 9 points.
VCU's defense, though, is leading to really incredible offense. They're getting out, and they are going. The unselfishness on display and the sharpshooting, they're 8-3 of the ball game.
Latong on top. Here is Hurd. Durkak will bounce. And again takes into a lot of traffic. It's picked up on the play by Lewis. Here comes the freshman. And Hill on top. The #1 scorer off the bench in college basketball. Nice move. Good handle. In the deuce.
He is getting whatever he wants. How impressive has Terrence Hill Jr. been in this game? And this is teetering here for Dayton. What a performance by VCU in this first half.
It's a 12-2 run by the team in white, the VCU Rams. After that emotional win yesterday, the Flyers knocking off #1 seed St. Louis U. A little sluggish today. Coming up at AT&T on the half, Adam, Clark, Seth, and Bruce will have their first half analysis. They're going to look ahead to the showdown between Purdue and Michigan in the Big Ten Championship, plus the latest from the Ivy and SEC Championships. All coming up on AT&T at the half.
You're so worried about Hill as a jump shooter, but he can do that too. You're looking to take away the 3, that hesitation and go. A blow by Terrence Hill, and everything going the way of the VCU Rams.
Michael Bell picks up the foul for the Rams, #1. Here's Latong at the free throw line. This Flyer team, and Robbie mentioned this earlier, they get to the free throw line as much as any team. They lead college basketball in free throw rate. So it's a huge part of what they do.
This is free throws 3 and 4. So credit VCU on the ball game of defending without fouling. They've been so active in enforcing these turnovers that have led to good offense for the Rams.
Latong will go out and catch his breath. So now it's Bennett and Montgomery for the Flyers. Durkak is out on the floor as well. Keontae Jones. And they've got Jayon Simon. That's the 5 for Dayton. Hill wants a timeout as he takes it across. Half minute to go. And a solid lead. They've led by 17, up by 15 on CBS.
A Chewy order is on.
Going to lead to a lot of wins.
Difference of about 12 seconds. Game clock and shot clock winding down the first half. It's the Atlantic 10 Championship. Hill thought about it.
Oh, here we go.
He'll launch it. And he'll float away. And it didn't hit the rim. Shot clock violation. Dayton's ball.
I don't think so.
He was just testing. He was just testing his range.
That's right. That's right. That was way out there. I'm sure Phil Martelli Jr. loved that look, but.
Oh, my gosh. It's like he's taking the shot from Portland, let alone from Portland. Here they go now, final seconds. It's Javon Bennett. He'll drive and take it with a snake move and knocked away. The defense there, shot good if it goes, fired away by Ward. Halftime is here. Boy, it didn't fly by. 15-point Ram lead, and they're now 20 minutes away from the automatic berth.
Well, how appropriate. No field goals in over 3 minutes to end that half. Michael Bell with the rejection. VCU's defense has really sparked their offense. What a half for the Rams.
You know, Hill comes off the bench, and that bench has outscored him, AJ. 23-9. The VCU bench has been terrific.
The bench has been terrific. The big block there before the half forced 7 turnovers. How much does your defense energize your offense, and how do you carry that into the second half?
It's our identity. We want to come in with a strong defense. We know their game plan, know the sets they want to run. So we just want to build our identity and get out on offense.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
AJ, thank thank you. That's the end of the first half on this Championship Sunday. CBS Sports coverage of the Atlantic 10 Championship is sponsored by Geico's new docuseries Miles That Matter, Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, and by Buffalo Wild Wings. Try Pick 6 for $19.99. We're back on a beautiful day in Pittsburgh, and welcome back to the CBS Sports presentation of the NCAA Conference Championship Weekend, presented by Allstate. It's a 15-point game right now with the Rams on top, and they, of course, the winner getting the automatic berth. Even if they were to lose, and they're up by 15 right now, their season probably puts them in. So it's really Dayton here that if they win, that could make it a 3-bid league.
Yeah, and really impressive performance by VCU to come out here with all that's at stake. And I agree with you, they would be in win or lose. But just the depth that they have to wear you down, the defensive effort that they put forward, they have a lot of weapons, and those showed there in the first half.
Well, let's dig into that a little bit and some of the things you've seen as we take a look at some of the numbers which lead us to our video. Taking a look at the Rams first half stats. The bench scoring clearly is there. The threes by VCU, and 53% shooting from the floor.
Well, also the points off turnovers. Dayton's offense got stuck in the mud, and VCU was able to turn them over.
Let's swing it over to A.J. Ross.
Well, Kevin, I had the chance to speak with Anthony Grant, who basically told his team perimeter defense is going to be key in this second half. VCU scored 8 3-pointers in that first half. He said that can't happen here. He said they also have to be better in transition. And, of course, as you mentioned, those turnovers hurt. They have to be more settled and get into a rhythm offensively, guys.
A.J., thank you. By the way, for VCU, this is the 28th time, Robbie, this season that they have led at halftime. That's the second most in college basketball.
They've really put together an incredible season. I mean, year one for Phil Martelli Jr., the wins speak for themselves. But just in watching the way they play, and their defense, the way they've guarded today, 6 turnovers forced that have led to 8 VCU points. They want to get out and go. 9 fast break points. You couple that with the bench, the 23-4 advantage there, and the shot making from the perimeter. There is so much to like for what VCU did in that first half.
By the way, Dayton's 25 points off of Robbie's point about defense, a new season low for a first half. So they have put the clamps. Here's a Montgomery 3.
Well, Kevin, they've also done it without fouling. And I mean, Dayton is a team that just lives at the line, and they shoot 4 free throws in that first half.
Tracy will try to make a move, wheeling his way. Moving now is Jennings, contorting. It will be a 3, and it's off on the side by Evans. And racing the other way, Montgomery. Bennett will try to finish. Oh, knocked away, but a call goaltend as Evans was skying in to knock it away.
Well, VCU gets a great look off that first possession. Dayton gets the stop, and I love the fact that they get out and go. Their offense can get stuck in the mud at times, so how do you jumpstart that? You start playing with some pace. Get a stop and run that floor.
VCU in white. Tracy with the ball. Lewis will operate. And making a move and off balance inside. Djokovic, who got in some early foul trouble and had to spend a lot of time on the bench, was maneuvering right there. When everything's on the line, this is the team you want on your side. High stakes, big moments. Don't miss a new episode of FBI. CBS Monday, 9/8 Central, and streaming on Paramount Plus.
Kevin, that shot by Djokovic looked like one of those things of, I didn't play much in the first half, and I need to find rhythm quickly.
I don't blame him.
That's right.
Montgomery takes it hard to the hole. Nice defense on the play by Lewis. The other way, racing right now, they got Tracy. Lewis, 3. Good! This kid has been on fire today. He's got 4 threes.
And it's been from the jump, Kevin. That first possession, he brought it. I love the fact, though, that with Montgomery, he's the primary defender, and Nick Lewis defends without fouling, runs the floor, and cashes that in from 3.
The 23-10 Flyers, who had the biggest upset of the tournament yesterday against St. Louis, the #1 seed. Trying to get their footing today. They go inside to Jones, and that was a good pass and a good finish.
With VCU bringing a double from the baseline side. You've got Keontae Jones with a nice cut from that 45, cutting through the paint. They're playing inside out, looking for those cutters.
The team in white has lost 1 game since mid-January. They've lost 1 game since mid-January. What a run. They go inside, twirling shot, won't drop for Evans. It was saved by Djokovic. They try to go back inside with a drive there by Jennings. And a foul.
Wait, VCU is already up to 12 fast break points. It was a key for Anthony Grant that they had to keep these guys in the half court. Their defense has allowed it, but this is the answer. Nice cut from Keontae Jones. He's a good defender, versatile player, and an experienced one at that. A senior, played last year at Cal State Northridge and has been a big part of the leadership for Dayton this year.
Brandon Jennings just picked up his 3rd. They've taken him off the floor as Simon ends up with the ball. And now Bennett, he'll try to penetrate and put up a floater on the fly and get it to go. He's got 9.
That hesitation, Kevin, so hard to guard. That stop and start. You pause for a second. Bennett got the jets to then get by, get to that floater.
Hill. Nice little lob, the cutting Djokovic, and a foul called inside on Dayton in red.
They got to get Bennett going here. Made a couple early shots, but then struggled in the back half of that first. And just to pin him down, you can play him on or off the ball.
Keontae Jones just picked up his 1st foul. The graduate is player from Madison. Here they go with Evans and Lewis. And the shot clock at 7. He'll blast his way inside. Knocked away by Latong. Picked up on the play by Montgomery to the hole. Hit hard. And a pretty play by the Flyer guard who took it the other way and got it.
Well, Dayton's defense, much like for VCU in the first half, is jump-starting this Flyer offense here. Deshane Montgomery, quiet in this first half. He leads the Atlantic 10 in fast break points per game individually at over 4. So for him to get that going, that's a big development.
They'll count it for 2 right there. This is Conference Championship Weekend, presented by Allstate.
AT&T's been carrying America's calls since the 1800s. When you've been around that long, you can spot a
on the game have been better here in this first 4 minutes. Certainly they're a prolific free throw shooting team. Got to do that. And for VCU, yeah, the threes have gone down, but they've got to keep touching the paint, play that inside-out brand of basketball that they've done all season long.
Montgomery at the line, the former Georgia Bulldog, played last season, 17 games in Athens. Before that at Mount St. Mary's, where he was the Metro Atlantic Rookie of the Year. Missing right there, but it is a 6-0 Dayton run, and they're back to within 10. Manageable. Here comes Hill. And Bell is back in the game and off the bench, and he put his fingerprints in the first half with his play and shots like that. That's a 3.
And Latong is just daring him. He's backing off, and you know, Bell, a guy that shoots 50% from 3. It's not high volume. He wants to be a driver, but he's shown if you're going to play off him, he can make you pay for it.
And they got Bennett to Jones. And Hill slither and hand off to Montgomery. There's a collision, and down goes Hill. He caught it inside the knee. Foul called. It goes on Montgomery of the team in red, Dayton. Oh, they put on Latong, excuse me.
He just gets cracked right there, and that's one of those plays where Montgomery, I don't even know if Montgomery knows it's going to be a ball screen. He's thinking it's just dribble weave, and Latong just picks him off.
So Hill is down as they look at him. We step aside on CBS.
Will you be there when the road gets dark? When adversity comes out of nowhere.
Swing. This is a process shaped by years of craft, subtle tweaks, tested and refined until your money needs the same. Let's get more from money. Huntington Bank.
Tuesday, the Illinois primary on CBS News Chicago.
So Terrence Hill, who's been the engine for this VCU offense, injured on the play moments ago right here. AJ, you've had a chance to get an update on where he stands.
And he's been standing this whole break, Kevin. He's been refusing to sit down. He has grimaced a bit. Trainers have been paying attention to his right knee, but it appears he wants to tough it out and stay in the game, guys.
And he is a remarkable player. First team all A-10. There's his mom, Tia Riley, who is watching, obviously concerned. He was the 6th man of the year in the conference, most improved player in the conference. I mean, every award he got.
Well, and mom has a lot to be proud of because Terrence Hill, as a freshman here for VCU, only averaged 3 points a game. So think about the work he's put in to have 25 games in double figures, 6 20-point games. He has been electric all season long off the bench.
When you improve your scoring from one year to the next by 11 points, that says something. Here's a foul. Yeah, on top. Montgomery picks it up on Hill.
He's also a guy, even though he comes off the bench, he's got the 8th highest usage in the A-10. So he gets a lot of shots. When he's on the floor, they definitely play through him. He's gonna, he's gonna maybe need the ice bath tonight. He's taking a beating out there.
It will for the 26-7 Rams. Second straight season they've tied for the regular season A-10 titles, 3rd time in 4 years. Boy, the success of this program is undeniable. It's Bell maneuvering. Again, he had room to fire. He didn't, and Hill will let it fly. And a tip-in try right there by Barry Evans as he parachutes in, and a whistle and a foul. Jones was there. Keanu Jones picks it up. CBS tonight. See why over 20 million viewers and counting have made Marshall's TV's #1 news show. Blue Crime Stars and Marshall's, a new era of Yellowstone. New episode tonight after 60 minutes on CBS. That's a show Robbie Hummel watches. He was telling me before the game. Nice fadeaway. Hill, leading scorer off the bench in college basketball, as we told you, at 14 a game. And Robbie, give him 11.
Boy, Kevin, he's feeling some discomfort, though. It's clearly grimacing, limping down the floor. That's something to watch for here.
Here comes Bennett. He'll get the screen, and it's off to Jones. Montgomery, Latong. Here's Latong trying to trudge his way inside. Nothing there. So he gives it off to the slasher. That's Jones.
That's just got to be a switch there between Jadrian Tracy and Michael Bell. They're pretty like-sized. Miscommunication. Bell thinks he's getting back to his, and that's a straight line drive to the rim.
Here's Evans and Tracy. It's Lewis has had a great afternoon shooting the 3. Tracy, shot clock at 7, faces the double. Tough cross-court pass. And Hill was making a move. They reach in, and there's the foul.
Kevin, you don't see too many cross-court bounce passes.
That's what I had to say.
No, I know. You do see a lot of Terrence Hill, though, getting to the rim. Mom likes that. Good to see him feeling well enough to get back in this game. He didn't make that face when he had the ball in his hands, only when he had to go back and defend. That's what good scorers usually feel when they get dinged up. They're better on offense.
Indeed. By the way, VCU is not taking a free throw in this game. Can you believe
they're
that?
prolific getting to the line as well.
It's unbelievable. But that's the kind of game it's been. On the wing, they got Evans. Driving is Bell. Free to fire. That's a 3. Barry Evans.
And I just love the way that Bell has played. He's taken A3, but he hasn't settled for 3-point shots, and he loves to get downhill and get to the lane. He just draws a crowd. Latong falls asleep, but that happens because Michael Bell is a player that wants to live in that painted area.
And to pick up on the turnover, Latong then fouls Nick Lewis. And Latong has got his 3rd tonight. CBS Sports will be the first to let you know who's in and who's out in the NCAA Men's Basketball Championship Selection Show. It's right here on CBS. So today we've got the Ivy champion being decided here in Pittsburgh, the Atlantic 10, the Southeastern Conference, the Big Ten coming up on CBS after this.
But how about Fran McCaffrey? Year 1 for Penn, and he is going dancing. There was never a question about Fran being a great coach, and he stepped right in there and done a great job.
It's off the rim on the 3 by Lewis. It's retrieved by Deshane Montgomery. Durkak is back in, number 4. Sets the screen. Bennett is there. And now Jones. Durkak, he'll try to explode, and then he meets the double, and it goes to Jones. And knocked away and fouled as he took it in, and Bell got him. The foul goes on Hill. Terrence Hill will pick it up with a look at Phil Martelli Jr. His dad is here, and he has been his biggest fan. There he is. There's Phil Sr., who had an incredible career. Now, he probably was so aiming against the media when he was a coach. Now he's in the media. Now he's got his own podcast.
He's the best. He is one of the godfathers of college basketball.
He is.
Just somebody that's been so good for the game. The success he had at St. Joe's, and obviously the team with Jameer Nelson and Delonte West was, one of the iconic teams, but just a guy that loves the game, gives back to the game, and there is nobody better than Phil Martelli.
He's so proud of his son, who played,
absolutely,
at St. Joe's, of course, with Jameer Nelson. You mentioned his name.
He was pretty good.
Yes, he was.
They're looking to pick on Bennett here.
It's Ward. Nice ball rotation. Lewis, cross court. Ends up to Bell. Shot clock at 4. Makes a move inside on Jones. And the rebound. Look at the hustle right there by Lewis. Wow! How about that?
But Phil Martelli Jr. told us that from the second Nick Lewis got here, he has given himself up for the team. And that's really the story of this Rams ball club. That's an incredible hustle play to save a possession.
I mean, Lewis was going to get verbally committed to Xavier. Then he switches, and he comes to VCU. His mom is from Richmond, so he's got a connection to the area, and it has made a huge difference with this program. One of the bright young freshmen in college basketball.
Yeah, he's one of the highest-rated commits that VCU has ever had.
Shot, Hill, no. And the rebound by Bennett. It's Jones. He finds an opening. Durkak. It's a 3. And the rebound by Bell.
And Kevin, I know he made 4 of them yesterday, but that really is not Durkak's game. He is a driver, and he is a physical presence that lives at the foul line. Dayton's offense is just not really sure where you go. If Bennett doesn't have it going, they have struggled on the year at times to score.
Hill will make a move. Cross court. Bell aims, fires, no. Durkak has the rebound. They'll try to get something offensively going. Bennett caught it in stride. Pickpocketed right there by the freshman Lewis, and a whistle. I thought it looked clean for a second.
I agree.
Timeout taken. 11:23 to go in the second half. The winner gets the automatic bid. 2 top teams in this conference. VCU, Dayton on CBS.
At Wayfair, delivery and setup.
3 to go, second half. The winner gets the automatic berth in the tournament. Let's take a look at our fast analysis presented by AT&T.
Well, this VCU Rams offense utilizes the 3-ball really at a high clip, and that's been the story today. They've knocked down 11 of them. They've made 52% of their threes. They average over 9 makes a game on the season, but with as dynamic as their guards are, you mix in this shooting, it is a nightmare to game plan for, and it's been a tough cover for the Dayton Flyers.
And what's been kind of interesting about VCU's season with Phil Martelli Jr. is under Ryan Odom, they were a more deliberate team. They've got more pace and speed to their offense this year.
And maybe nationally that number doesn't jump off the page at you. They're in the 110s of tempo, but compared to past VCU teams, that really does.
Durkak is doubled. No place to go. Driving in here, Hurd with a foul, tried to move. So that kind of tells you exactly the tempo in the last 3 seasons, where they were, and what he brought from Bryant, where he did take that team to the NCAA Tournament.
And you also look at kind of how that breaks down. Offensively, they're 54th in average time of offensive possession, which is definitely high. Their defensive possessions are long. They're 285th in that regard. Fast break points tell the story as well. They're in the top 120 teams of fast break points per game. So offensively, this VCU team, they are opportunistic, and they're going to look to push the pace.
How about that graphic you just saw on the free throws? Hurd is at the line. Hill picked up his second. Bryce Hurd had just shot that free throw, a transfer from North Carolina State, where he played 24 games last year. We're approaching the halfway point of this second half. With every ticking of that clock, the pressure builds on these teams. Tracy with the ball. On him defensively, Jones. Out to Bell. Shot clock at 1. Tracy 3. No. Durkak has the rebound and then poked away from behind. Another turnover. Ward inside the fake and the deuce. Put up and in. Lewis was right there.
And that's a killer because Dayton was going to have numbers there. Durkak gets the ball back tapped. But how about that catch by Nick Lewis? That was a rocket from close quarters, and somehow he's got the hands to snag it.
It's Bennett, and he picks up the defense of Lewis, who follows him into the paint. Lost the ball out of bounds. And 10 seconds on the shot clock. It will still be the Flyers' ball.
What a play there. The back tap there by Terrence Hill. And that was a tough catch there for Lewis. VCU has forced turnovers all game long. And, Kevin, that's one of those 4-point swings that could just be crushing for Dayton as they're trying to make their way back here.
Team in white, VCU just took out their freshman guard Lewis. They bring back in Brandon Jennings, playing with 3 fouls, 10:05 to go.
Man, Nick Lewis has been phenomenal. And you just bring an all-defensive team guy right back in the game. And
That's pretty
Brandon
amazing.
Jennings. There's a lot of talent on this VCU roster.
This is a VCU team that has 9 new players this season, including 7 transfers. But boy, have they gotten on the same page game by game as the season has gone on. It's Bennett. The Keck will put up a 3. Nice rebound inside by Bell.
Just a phenomenal defensive effort there. Brandon Jennings locking and trailing, and Durkak, he had to take that shot. That shot clock was winding down.
Ward's got it. Takes it into a nest of defenders. And the rebound is collected by Durkak. The hesitation, the drive, and the feed. And they get the 2. Keontae Jones got it. Well positioned. He's got 7, Robbie.
I like Dayton pushing the pace.
I do
if they
too.
can get stops, they've got to go here. 14-point game, 9 to play. I just think if they can get stops, they've got to look to run. That was quite the drop-off there by Durkak.
Approaching 9 to go in the second half, and Tracy's on top. Now Bell. That's deflected. Deflected on the play by Simon. As they fight for it, out of bounds it goes off of Dayton.
Well, if you get stops, then you can get out and run. Durkak behind the back, splits 2 defenders, somehow doesn't travel, and then drops it back there. That was fantastic. Jordan Durkak, for his own offense today, has slowed since yesterday's big game, but that was a heck of a play.
These guys, you know, stop on a dime, lurching ahead. And then they find
the body control, the handle,
it's amazing.
all on display right there.
Wow. VCU's had no turnovers the last 22 minutes. That's a 2-point shot right down the drain by Terrence Hill.
Every time Dayton has made a little bit of a run, VCU has had an answer. And that play right there came from a 50-50 ball. VCU got a fingertip on it, went off Dayton, and look at what Terrence Hill does. Takes full advantage.
Matong had it poked away, retrieved by Bennett. Matong lets it rip from 3.
And that's going to be there because you're going to see Djokovic play off. He's going to be in that drop. So if Letang can pick and pop 35% from 3 on the season, they're going to have those opportunities.
Hard charging Tracy to the hole.
They just have so many guys that get downhill. And if you help Kevin, you're worried about the 3s, but Jadrian Tracy, known as a shooter, getting to the rim right there.
Here's Durkak. He was all-state in soccer. He was a terrific athlete. Here's a good-looking drive in the cross-court pass. Bennett on top, loads up a 3. It was tapped. Good offensive rebound. They control. It was tipped there by Montgomery. Montgomery 3. Bullseye. Knocks it down. Boy, do they need that.
They need him to be the guy that was third-team All-A-10 this last season. He's very capable right here. Has had some struggles. Coming in 1 for his last 15 from 3. What a time to knock one down.
Dayton faithful on their feet. They can feel right now the move has got to be made. Hill with it on top. Approaching 7 to play. Hill, he'll try to explode and does to the hole. Knocked away inside. Nice defense by Montgomery. Montgomery at the other end. Durkak. Latong. It's out of bounds. And a turnover off of Dayton.
Well, Dayton is trying to find their way back. VCU has been so impressive. It's the inside-out attack. Jadier and Tracy getting downhill, getting to the rim, taking it right at Durkak. But Dayton not going away. Drive and kick. That's a monster shot for Deshane Montgomery. Flyers trying to hang in there.
Hannah, thanks for joining me for this Pick 6 for 1999.
Is this a podcast?
Absolutely it is. Now
to go to overtime where they would get the win. The Quakers are back with Fran McCaffrey at his alma mater. Fran McCaffrey in his first year, T.J. Power. He is the leading scorer. He is the leading rebounder. And he comes up with a big play right there. They go to 17-11, and they are in the tournament, Robbie.
Well, such a big fan of what Fran McCaffrey's accomplished, and obviously offensively, he has been a guy that gets them to play at a high level immediately. T.J. Power won a game there, and cool to see Penn in year 1 under Fran going to the tournament.
The clock here at 6:55. It's the VCU Rams who took care of St. Joe's in the semifinals yesterday. Duquesne the quarters on Friday. The Flyers with one of the biggest wins, upsets in this tournament weekend as they beat #1 seed St. Louis University yesterday by 1 at the buzzer. Dramatic game, took care of St. Bonnie's on Friday by 5. Here they are in the A-10 championship. The winner punches a ticket. If Dayton would come back and win this, and they've trailed the entire game and never led, here is a long shot, Evans. Rebound, Bell, but lost it inside.
Keontae Jones just got in there and dug that thing out.
Montgomery goes right into the defense. Thrown away with the big pickoff right there by Ward. And the foul as he was traversing the floor.
That's one of those plays where Montgomery's trying to make something happen, but if you jump to pass, so often you see it, especially at the collegiate level, and I think that look of Anthony Grant tells the story, but you get yourself into the air, you're in a world of trouble most of the time.
Here is the first VCU free throw attempt of the game. It is so hard to fathom that. We got 6:20 to go.
Well, especially, Kevin, considering how aggressive they are at driving to the paint. It's not like they're a team that, even though they've made threes, they haven't jacked a bunch of threes. They're a driver, downhill team.
So we know that the first-year head coach, Phil Martelli Jr., after a couple years at Bryant, has taken the place of Ryan Odom, doing a terrific job at the Cavaliers. Look at these coaches, Rhodes, Wade, Smart, Grant, and Jeff Capel. I mean, that is an incredible group.
Everybody that's taken this job wins. So, and granted, they're all great coaches, but I think that also says VCU is a heck of a job. In a good place talent-wise. Obviously, facilities really good. In a great league. There's a lot to like about that VCU job.
VCU has had 26 consecutive winning seasons. 26 in a row with Duke and Michigan State, Gonzaga, and Kansas. The other schools that have put that together. Inside Durkak. He got open. Boy, what a nice feed from on top.
I love that pass. Right up top. You roll that thing in there. Durkak with the seal.
He's got 4, and he had 28 yesterday. They need him to catch some fire here, but they're running out of time. Again, Dayton has never led, and they've trailed by as many as 17 points. Lewis trying to chisel away. Bell. Durkak was right there with the shove and a foul.
But Bell is really judicious about his threes that he's taken there. And this is good offense here from the Dayton Flyers. A little duck in here. You've got Durkak inside. Tyrell Ward's had a great game. But Durkak kind of caught him off guard with that duck in, and Latong on the delivery.
So the team in white, VCU, defending A-10 tournament champions. They won 2 of the past 3. And they have put together an incredible effort as the #2 seed coming into this championship, and the Flyers of Dayton at #4. And that's where we stand right now. And Robbie's mentioned this, and we reiterated they've been on a streak. They've only lost 1 game since January. And they won 15 of 16. I mean, they put together a wonderful resume.
Yeah, terrific depth, just playing with so much confidence. They do it on both ends, and an attack of driving with the three-point shooting. It's a lethal combination for the Rams.
You see the three-point shooting this half. Latong on top. Now to Bennett. Long three. Good. Got it to go. Big-time three by the 5'10 senior. He's got 12.
Boy, Jadrian Tracy, you have got to switch up to take that away. Javon Bennett coming off this screen. If you want to switch, you're not switching back. Javon Bennett raising up, and he is cashing out.
I checked Allstate first and saved hundreds on my car insurance. Unfortunately, I did not check my outfit before meeting my girlfriend's family. Checking Allstate first was an excellent plan. Not checking which team my girlfriend rooted for? Yeah, not great. So check Allstate first, and you can save hundreds. Ex-girlfriend.
Right now, we're at the closest it's been this second half, and a 10-point lead for VCU. Coming up next here on CBS, we'll take you to Chicago, where Purdue will take on the Michigan Wolverines in the TIAA Big Ten Men's Championship game. It's next on CBS and streaming on Paramount Plus. And Braden Smith, and as a Boilermaker, you can appreciate that. What a career he has put together, and on the brink of history.
I mean, he was a 3-star recruit and has come in and he's proven himself to be one of the elite point guards to ever play in the Big Ten.
Lewis on the floor, cradles the ball, calls the timeout. A freshman coming up with a very composed move.
Got to take care of the basketball in crunch time. Just trying to heat that up somehow. Nick Lewis getting to the floor, calling a timeout. VCU going to retain possession.
Mark, Keith, what you doing?
It's pretty deep.
Yeah, looks like sanitation line or
probably electric.
Just had a question about the wiring inside there.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto with us.
We'll be back, fellas.
We won't.
Hannah, thanks for joining me for this Pick 6 for 1999.
Is this a podcast?
Absolutely it is. Now let's get vulnerable.
I don't know if my parents will...
Oh, no, not about you. About Pick 6 meal for 2.
Oh.
Pick 6 meal for 2 for 1999.
Under 5 to go, second half. VCU's led the entire way by as many as 17, now by 10. We've not had a repeat champion for a while.
Which is, I guess, hard to believe in the sense there's been so many great programs and teams, but I think it also, Kevin, speaks to the competitive nature of what the A-10 brings year in and year out. We kind of talked about in the open. Great coaches, great players, high level of play, and pretty wild it's been that long. VCU knocking on the door of being the first in a long time.
Rams in white, they've got the ball, making a move, Jennings. Lurching, driving, firing, no, rebounder kick.
Dayton has just hung in there. The fact that this is a 10-point game, and you get a basket here, this crowd gets into it, and you put some real game pressure on VCU.
It's Bennett on top. Evans is on him. They make the switch. We lost the ball. Reeled in, vacuumed in. Durkak, he'll take it up with 3 to fire. Poked away, out of bounds, whistle inside. A lot of congestion.
Well, Kevin, I love that Durkak didn't settle for the 3. Even with all the threes made yesterday, he had an opportunity to stop and pop, but his game is to get to the rim, and that's exactly what he did. The offensive rebound, Latong cleans it up.
Durkak had 4 threes yesterday. Here is Latong at the line. He had 7, 4, and 4 yesterday with a couple of blocks.
they didn't call that a shooting foul on the tip, so that was a 1-and-1.
That was. It's Hill, and now it's Jennings. Under 4 to go. Hill, 3, no, rebound, collected, Jones, he'll gallop, slide, find up, fouled as he was going to the hole.
Maybe a bit of a settle there from Terrence Hill. Mishandled the ball, and off that stop, Dayton, they're looking to go.
10-point game, 3:42 from one of these two teams punching their ticket to the NCAA Tournament.
With the new IHOP value menu, all your breakfast faves like pancakes, eggs, and
Rams, the beauty of this time of year, the March Madness field, the environment second to none.
Well, these are two of the elite fan bases.
They are.
You think about the way that Dayton and both VCU support these programs and these teams and players. Like you're not going to see a better fan base here with both Dayton and VCU. And that's been on display today.
Absolutely, Robbie. Dayton at the line, and this half to a 6. Keontae Jones is there. Wow. Those are valuable points. I mean, in a game like this, they need everything.
They shot him at such a high clip on such high volume all year long.
And VCU comes the other way without scoring from the floor in almost 5 minutes. So they need something right here. Jennings will take it in, doubled on the play. Oh, the Reggie. And that will cause a stoppage at 3:20 to go.
And you don't see too many wedgies, Kevin, on shots taken inside the lane. Normally, you need
way outside.
You need
right?
the force of the distance.
He must have shoved it up there pretty good then, right?
Or just right. Just the right spot.
Or just right, yeah. Quick inbound to Evans. Latong is on him. It's Hill maneuvering. Burkett is on him.
A good timeout.
Yep. So a timeout taken and 3:09 to go in the second. You're watching the A-10 Championship on CBS Sports.
I mean, we all do it. You see a line, have no idea what it's for, but your brain is like, should I join it? It's crazy, right?
Hey, let me call you back. I got to stand in a line.
Even crazier is that folks stick within short.
A good amount of ball.
And he's an all-conference defender, is Brandon Jennings, who just fouled out. Dayton in the game has shot 44%, and VCU has shot 42%, but has thrived at the line with, wow. I mean, sometimes in these pressure-packed games, you can't believe what happens and how a team can veer off what has been a steady path.
Especially because you have 33 games of data that says that this team is a good foul-shooting team. But Durkat can't believe it. It's what he's done all season long. I mean, he's converted at a high clip. But it has just been a killer here for Dayton as they've tried to make their comeback.
Montgomery picked up his second. And they're going to put Nick Lewis at the free throw line. He was the 7th rated high school guard in the country last year. Top 100 overall. First team in the city of Washington, in the District of Columbia. And they've had some terrific high school basketball there. He was on that top 5 team of first team performers. Jones, Latong, approaching 2 to play. They got to get now that ball in and in a flurry like that. Leaning another foul out of that VCU defense. And Dayton to the line again.
Well, this game is not going to get clipped for the free throw shooting instructional video because there is plenty of misses all around here.
And Bell has just fouled out his 5th.
Latong just kind of forcing the issue there. Bell, an undersized player, and Dayton going back to the foul line.
Dayton has missed 6 of their last 7 free throws. And that's what they're looking at with 2:02 to go and a single-digit deficit. Down 9, have trailed by 17, and have never led.
Well, they've gotten stops. VCU 0 for their last 7. They haven't scored in 3:30. But these free throws have just killed the momentum.
So you see Letong at about 76% from the line. Because if you think about them, even if they're just slightly better in the free throw shooting, we're
talking about a 1 or 2 possession game.
Right.
Their defense has done what they needed it to do.
Couple beauties right there. Comes down to 7. 14-5 Dayton run.
We'll see, Kevin, if VCU can make a play for somebody else. Now, it's not going to matter because Durkat commits a foul. But you've been getting these stops. That hurts. You want to bring some pressure, see if you can force a turnover, but you definitely don't want to do this. And you just bump him. That's, boy, not a ton of contact there, though.
That's what I was saying. More jersey than anything else. But they get Nick Lewis again at the line. And he gets it to go. Second straight season, they tied for the regular season title with St. Louis University. With basically a roster that completely turned over. We're back to a 9-point game. And Bennett with the ball. The 5'10" senior from Orlando. He tries to corkscrew for 2.
Spin move, and you've got Letong just clearing the way. Oh, man.
A lot of contact twice. Now the whistle finally blown. Got 2 Rams on the floor. As they scrape themselves up, they're going, wait a minute.
I think Anthony Grant might be asking for, it looked like a hook and hold. You can see there, yeah. Yep. As Terrence Hill is going down, they're going to look at this.
Seven-point game. Dayton has never led. VCU led by 17 first half. Dayton's got 2 timeouts. VCU is out. Let's look at it again.
These are not easy because it's all about the clamping, right? Like, it's okay if you lock him up, but then do you clamp your arm?
Call on the floor is a foul on red 7. The previous play is under review.
All right, our rules analyst, Gene Sterator, not too far from us, actually, is with us now. Gene, what do you see on this?
You know, I'm seeing when Terrence Hill starting to break in toward the inbounder. It looks as if he's grabbing, putting an arm around, and now they get locked up. And I'm watching those 2 steps there. They're going with a common foul. It sounds like Lee Kasau, and I'm thinking the reasoning may be why, Kevin, is when they do get locked for a minute, he is clutching, but he doesn't then finish as he's falling and pull his opponent down. So they're leaving it as a common foul on that play.
Great, Gene. Now, Gene, listen, I want you to get hydrated. You got a lot of basketball coming up. I want you to keep your fluids high and get ready. I know you enjoy this day as much as anyone. Selection Sunday, don't you?
It doesn't get better than this, Kevin. No, and this is just the beginning, as we all know. We'll get a little break, and then we're really going to get into it next week. So really excited, guys.
All right, Gene, we thank you for that. Nick Lewis at the line. He puts it down. The first one is there, 3 of 4 from the stripe this afternoon for the freshman.
He has brought it from the jump. Been solid at the line. The 9 rebounds also. Just a really solid performance from a talented freshman.
Rebound Jones. A lot of time in an 8-point game. Bennett. He can't stick it. And picked up inside. Good-looking rebound. Holding on for dear life. Djokovic with a foul. And here we go at the free throw line now. Lazar Djokovic, he's from Serbia. Started 19 games last season for Charleston. Played at Xavier as a freshman, just 7 games starting there. And here is a player in this terrific A10 that leads the conference in free throws made.
Well, his foul trouble derailed his afternoon.
Yeah.
He just never got going. He's first team all A10. And they're still, with the depth that VCU has, able to overcome a game where he only has 2 points.
It's Bennett with the ball. Durkak, it's a 3 and missed it all. And picked up underneath by Ward. That 3 could have really changed things, but now with a minute 10 left and free throws at the other end, you get a feel.
And VCU can start to feel this here. Jordan Durkak had the big day shooting yesterday. It's not been the same story from the free throw line for him or from the perimeter. Dayton's offense just all too often on top of their free throw woes. Too often today, Dayton just couldn't find any rhythm offensively.
Tyrell Ward at the free throw line. He played at LSU for a couple of seasons after playing his high school basketball at legendary DeMatha in Washington, and he'll be at the line right now. And there goes Latong.
We've seen some terrible foul shooting today. My goodness.
I'm going to leave that to you. You're right. It has not been a display.
It's been more the timeliness of VCU's misses, and Dayton has just not shot a good percentage.
Oh, look at the swerving Montgomery. Durkak will take it in with a minute 1 to go. Minute and a second, 61 seconds. And a timeout taken. Dayton's got 1 left. Watch it once again.
Well, this is exactly what Dayton needed. Off that miss, you're not wasting any time. And it was the initial drive from Jones, and Durkak then opportunistic off the offensive rebound.
VCU only 1 turnover of the last 33 minutes. None in the second half. Let's go back to that 2020 lost season. Kansas, by the way, was the #1 team, and they were rolling.
Yes,
but that was also Obi Toppin and Dayton.
And the job that Anthony Grant did with that team.
Yep.
They just, a stacked roster, impressive performances across the board. It's a shame that, obviously, the pandemic is just, it is what it is. But Dayton was one of the teams that was really hurt by that. But you mentioned the turnovers today. VCU not turning it over against a Dayton team that leads the league in turnovers forced. That Dayton has not been able to turn VCU over, though, in any of the games. Now, a 3-game sample size of the Rams doing a great job taking care of the ball.
They quickly get it in to Djokovic and quickly fouled on the play. You know what? You see sometimes, Robbie, teams in these tournaments, whether it's a conference tournament or the NCAAs, and they have that emotional win the day before.
Yeah.
Did you ever find that it was hard to reclaim that edge the next day after such a surprising emotional win?
I think that you can get off to a tough start, which Dayton kind of did, but you're just playing for so much. Like, everybody dreams of playing in the NCAA tournament. For Dayton and their season, they've got to win this game to get in. So I did think that maybe it affected them early, but they did play into the rhythm of this thing. But credit VCU. It is not easy to beat a team 3 times, especially somebody in your own league, when the coaching's as good as it is, and it looks like the Rams are going to do just that.
Von Bennett will take it. Evans will meet him. He'll swirl and fire. And inside, Djokovic tried to get it. Connor picks it up. Bennett unleashes a 3. No. And that's a rebound for VCU. And pickpocketed by Dayton. Durkak inside. Timeout taken, Dayton. And you've said this a couple times, they will not go away.
They just won't quit it. And VCU's offensive woes over the last 8 minutes have kind of kept them in it. Give Dayton credit. They're going to make VCU finish this thing out.
After this game, we're going to take you to Chicago. It's the Big Ten Championship with Michigan and Purdue. Quick thought. You've covered both these teams all season.
Purdue is going to have to rebound with them. The game at Mackey Arena, Michigan just looked like a different beast in terms of their offensive rebounding. Both teams very talented. Certainly the three-point line for Purdue and their role guys loom large, but if they don't rebound with Michigan, they could be in for a long afternoon. We'll see.
Okay, the committee working right now. We're getting closer, inching closer to Selection Sunday. Give me your top 4 teams, your number 1 seeds.
Boy, this is putting me on the spot here. All right, well, it's got to be, there's the obvious ones. Duke, Michigan, I would go Arizona, and I think I'd go Florida.
Would you really?
I think it's those 4.
I can't argue with any of them.
Yeah.
Really, you take the top 8 when you think about it, right?
Sure.
I mean, that's really what it is.
And for Florida, just the way that they've grown since the start of the season, and you come out of the
as a defending champion.
No question. Their guard play has definitely, it's trended in the right direction to go along with one of the better front courts in all of college basketball.
Each team out of timeouts now, the 39 seconds in regulation. You see our score. VCU has led the entire way. They'll inbound with full court pressure by the Flyers. As we've said many times today, had that big upset yesterday, carries them into this championship game. And Djokovic quickly fouled on the play. Bennett was there. They also had Jones. And they take a couple seconds off the clock.
It's a luxury when you can feel comfortable throwing it to your center, you know, in these types of situations. Djokovic on the season has proven that he can get it done there.
So let me ask you just a quick question. What's your preparation like now as you go from tonight, and you'll find out tonight where you're going? How will you handle the next 24, 48 hours?
It seems like Chicago is having just a great travel day. So I'm sure that will be smooth getting home.
Right.
It'll just be, you know, you crash course, right?
Yep.
I think that's what all of us do. You're waiting to find out who you've got, and then it's a total dive in. Make your board, start watching as much tape as you can, and get ready for the chaos of what's to come.
You can't wait.
I think for all of us, you know, those Friday sites, they give you an extra day. So we'll see where we end up going.
Now, wait a minute. Here comes Bennett. Outside to Connor. Sets and puts up a 3 and sticks it.
Made a big one yesterday, and Dayton obviously had to have that. Now we'll see if they can force a turnover.
7-point game. Here they go. A lot of bumping and grinding, and a foul called as everyone was grabbing for whatever they could find. And a foul called on the Flyers as they had to put that pressure on. Foul goes on Montgomery, number 3.
Jacob Connor, stay hot.
Yep.
He's now made 5 of his last 8 threes. It's over the course of a 9 or 10 game sample size there, but he has had a hot finish to his season shooting it.
Terrence Hill has been terrific this season, and of course this afternoon. 14 points today, averages 14 a game, the leading scorer, the leading free throw percentage, the leading assist man, and he comes off the bench. Turnover, and that'll be it. The twirling Lewis. Here they go. The exclamation point. They can't finish it with a nice leap inside by Ward. With Durkak the other way. And the 3 is launched, and that is it. And the A-10 champion Rams of VCU now have guaranteed themselves a trip to the big dance. They led wire to wire, and they win their 16th game in the last 17. They are on a roll.
Well, what a showing here in Pittsburgh at the Atlantic 10 tournament. The team that it was a no-doubter yesterday, and their offensive firepower showing in the first half. The ability to have guards that get to the rim and surrounded by 4 other guys on the floor that can shoot the basketball. VCU will guard you, but they can really score. I know what this program is known for, but it's a combination. This will be a dangerous team, Kevin, in the NCAA tournament.
And this conference, Robbie, probably getting 2 bids. We got the 1 guaranteed, and maybe St. Louis, they should get in. Let's go to A.J. Ross.
I'm with an emotional Terrence Hill. I can see it all over your face when you think about all that this team has been through. You have 9 new faces. Your production went up exponentially this year. Back-to-back A10 tournament champions. How sweet is this moment?
It's so sweet, man. I just want to thank God for everything that he's blessed me with, everything that his team went through, like you said. The early mornings crawling through the mud, 9 new guys. We just built so much chemistry in a short period of time. I just want to say thank you to my mom for coming out here. My little brother, man. I do it for everyone back at home. I just want to say thank you to God, man.
You're setting an amazing example. The fab freshman Nick Lewis had a double-double tonight. When you look at your defense, the way you all collectively shot the 3, what excites you most about the way this team is executing right now at this point in March as you head to the NCAA tournament?
I'm just so excited, man. I'm so proud of Nick. He just stayed consistent with it. He had a struggle through the middle of the season, but he kept going with it, kept striving. I see myself in him. He works hard every single day. I just love this team so much, man. I just love this team so much. I thank the coaches. I thank all my teammates. This is my boy right here, man. Since freshman year, man, we've been doing this shit. Now we run it now. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Yeah!
That emotion says it all. He's from Portland, Oregon. He played at Roosevelt High School. He was the best high school player in the city of Portland and a terrific high school football player, too. And as a sophomore, he became the leading scorer off the bench in college basketball. He is at the very tip of the attack of this terrific Ram team.